Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Commanding Officer, 3rd Battalion, 3rd Marines, 3rd Marine Division, Lieutenant Colonel Stephen J. Easton, welcome to the 3rd Battalion, 3rd Marines 75th Anniversary Ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the invocation given by Lieutenant Lynn Driscoll, Chaplain Corps, United States Navy.
Let us pray. Lord God above us, who is before us and after us, we thank you for this opportunity to pause and recognize the history of America's battalion. 75 years may be a drop in the bucket that is the history of humanity, but it is what has been done during those years that truly matters, and not the length. In the life of 3rd Battalion, 3rd Marines, brave Marines and sailors have made their mark on this world, going to war at Bougainville, Guam, Iwo Jima, Vietnam, Afghanistan, and Iraq. Our predecessors have spilled their blood on foreign soil, given their lives for freedom, and earned our utmost respect and honor. Lord, may we honor them by carrying forward their legacy, and not just keeping it great, but adding to it with our own deeds and sacrifices. May we make America's battalion great, and answer the call to be the first to fight, anywhere, against any foe. Thank you for those heroes whose shoulders we stand upon. Help us to stand strong and determined, so that those who follow us will be proud to stand on our shoulders. God bless 3-3, and bless our Marine Corps. This is our prayer. Amen.
The lineage, 3rd Battalion, 3rd Marine Regiment, is a distinguished and illustrious one. The battalion was originally activated on 1st June 1942 as the 5th Training Battalion at New River, North Carolina. Recruits from Parris Island soon brought the battalion up to authorized strength, and on 17th of June 1942, it was redesignated to the 3rd Battalion, 3rd Marines. The next few months were used to organize and train Marines of the new battalion. In August, 3rd Battalion, 3rd Marines relocated to the West Coast in the following month and embarked for the Southwestern Pacific. The battalion arrived at Tutuila, American Samoa, and joined the 3rd Marine Brigade. For the next 8 months, the battalion participated in various land exercises and jungle warfare training to improve combat efficiency. The next move for the battalion came in May 1943, when it was relocated to Auckland, New Zealand. In August, 3rd Battalion, 3rd Marines deployed to Guadalcanal. After a more intense period of training, the battalion went into combat for the first time on 1st November 1943. Elements of the battalion were the first Marines to land near Cape Totokina, Empress Augusta Bay, for the Bougainville operation. For almost a month, the battalion slowly advanced, fighting both Japanese in the jungle. Army units began replacing the Marines by the end of December, and the battalion relocated to Guadalcanal. Again, the battalion began a period of intense jungle training for the next planned objective, Guam. First landings on Guam took place on 21st July 1944. Extremely rugged terrain made progress slow as the battalion waded ashore. The greatest problem faced by the battalion was fettering the Japanese out of their caves in which they were hiding. 10th of August, island was declared secure. The Japanese resistance continued sporadically for many months. While in Guam, 3rd Battalion, 3rd Marines was designated as part of the floating reserve for the Iwo Jima operation. The battalion arrived off the coast of Iwo Jima 27 February 1945, but returned to Guam a week later without ever landing. 4 months after, the Japanese surrendered, August 1945, 3rd Battalion, 3rd Marines embarked and sailed for San Diego. 31st December 1945, the battalion was deactivated at Camp Pendleton. Now, during the Korean War era, 3rd Battalion, 3rd Marines was reactivated 8th August 1941, Camp Pendleton. At first, the battalion was assigned to the 3rd Marine Brigade. January 1952, designation was changed to 3rd Marine Division. While at Camp Pendleton, the battalion participated in several exercises, including Triads, Aliso, and Desert Rock 5. The entire 3rd Division was deployed to Japan, and 3rd Battalion, 3rd Marines sailed for Camp Fuji. Field and landing exercises continued for the battalion both in Japan and on Iwo Jima. During the interwar years, in March 1957, the battalion embarked and sailed from Yokosuka, Japan, for its new location, Camp Sukuran, Okinawa. Again, the battalion participated in various 3rd Marine Division exercises. In November 1960, 3rd Battalion, 3rd Marines sailed for Camp Pendleton, where it joined the 1st Marine Division. The battalion remained at Camp Pendleton as part of the 1st Marine Division for more than a year, and then returned to Camp Swab, Okinawa, where it again rejoined the 3rd Marine Division. For the next few years, the battalion maintained its combat readiness on Okinawa and acted as the battalion landing force, the battalion landing team of the 7th Fleet at various times. During the Vietnam era, as Marine ground units began landing in Vietnam in early 1965, 3rd Battalion, 3rd Marines arrived off the coast of Da Nang. The battalion went ashore in April 1965 and immediately began combat operations in the Da Nang area. In November 1965, the battalion was rotated to Okinawa for a few weeks before boarding ship to become the special landing force of the 7th Fleet. While on board, the battalion participated in Operation Double Eagle 1. At the end of February 1966, the battalion again landed in Vietnam, where it remained for a year before being designated Special Landing Force Bravo. An amphibious assault search and destroy operation, Operation Beacon Star, was conducted by the battalion in Quang Tri Province in April 1967. Hill 861 was taken by 2nd and 3rd Battalions of 3rd Marine Regiment, with the aid of airstrikes and artillery. This operation was followed by many others, including Beaver Track, Beaver Chain, and Kangaroo Kick. After serving as Special Landing Force, 3rd Battalion, 3rd Marines returned to Quang Tri Province in early 1968. For the next year and a half, the battalion conducted operations Kesaw and Ossaw Valley areas. President Nixon's plan for redeployment of American troops from Vietnam began in the summer of 1969. Units of the 3rd Marine Division were among the first to be withdrawn. 3rd Battalion, 3rd Marines was greatly reduced in strength before it was redeployed in October 1969. When the battalion arrived at Camp Pendleton, it joined the 5th Marine Expeditionary Brigade and was brought up to authorized strength. Upon return to the 1st Marine Division, Vietnam to Camp Pendleton, a realignment of units occurred. During April 1971, 3rd Battalion, 3rd Marines was reassigned to 1st Marine Division, Fleet Marine Force. The battalion was once again deactivated 1st June 1974. 3rd Battalion, 3rd Marines reactivated 1st October 1975 was reactivated 1st October 1975 at Kaneohe Bay, Hawaii, and assigned to 1st Marine Brigade, Fleet Marine Force. The battalion participated as a float support to the multinational peacekeeping force Lebanon, 1983. During Operation Desert Shield, Desert Storm, from August 1990 to March 1991, 3rd Battalion, 3rd Marines participated as a ground combat element, supporting the liberation of Kuwait. Then the battalion was again reassigned to 3rd Marine Division, October 1994. After Desert Storm, the unit re-emphasized its traditional role as it deployed rotationally back to Southwest Asia in support of the nation's interests abroad. During the post-9/11 era, 3rd Battalion, 3rd Marines maintained a high operational tempo throughout the ongoing conflict in the Middle East, deploying to both Afghanistan and Iraq. Within the span of 6.5 years, 3rd Battalion, 3rd Marines deployed 6 times to the region. The first was in support of Operation Enduring Freedom, from October 2004 to June 2005 to Jalalabad, Afghanistan. Then in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom, from March to October 2006 to Al-Anbar Province, Iraq. The battalion returned to Iraq from August 2007 to February 2008. The battalion's final deployment to Iraq was April to October 2009. However, very quickly, 3rd Battalion, 3rd Marines prepped itself and again deployed in support of Operation Enduring Freedom to Afghanistan from May to December 2010. Within a year, the battalion redeployed to Afghanistan from October 2011 to May 2012. During recent history, from 2012 to the present, 3rd Battalion, 3rd Marines deployed on numerous occasions to support nation allies in the Pacific. Throughout this period, 3rd Battalion, 3rd Marines deployed to Okinawa, Japan, as part of the unit deployment program in support of 3rd Marine Division's continuing mission of partnership and deterrence throughout the Pacific region. Additionally, the Marines and sailors of the battalion were directly involved as the ground combat element of the largest naval exercise in the world, Exercise Rim of the Pacific, or REMPAC, during the summer of 2014. The close ties with foreign nations have been solidified by the enduring spirit of the Marines and sailors of the past, and will no doubt be capitalized by the battalion, Marines and sailors of the future, whenever our nation calls. The practice of enumerating specific unit decorations and battles was adopted by the Marine Corps following World War I. Units inscribed their battle honors directly on the unit colors, but the realization that a multiplicity of honors and limited space on the colors made the system totally impractical. So the practice was discontinued. The system of attaching streamers to the staff of the organizational colors was adopted by Marine Corps Order 157, dated 3rd November 1939, and it's a system the Marine Corps continues to use today. The battle colors of 3rd Battalion, 3rd Marines bear streamers that represent United States and foreign unit awards, as well as period of service, expeditions, and campaigns in which 3rd Battalion, 3rd Marines has participated from 1942 to present day. 3rd Battalion, 3rd Marines has earned the following honors. The Presidential Unit Citation with 1 Bronze Star is being carried by Lance Corporal Q, Headquarters Service Company. 3rd Battalion, 3rd Marines earned these awards during the following campaigns: World War II, Guam, 1944. Vietnam, between the years 1965 and 1967. The Navy Unit Commendation Streamer with 1 Silver Star, 3 Bronze Stars, being carried by H.M. Williams, Headquarters Service Company. 3rd Battalion, 3rd Marines earned these awards during the following campaigns: World War II, Bougainville, 1943. Vietnam, 1965, 1968, 1969. Southwest Asia, 1990, 1991. Iraq, between 2006 and 2009, following Afghanistan in 2010. Meritorious Unit Commendation Streamer with 3 Bronze Stars is being carried by Sergeant Kubeski, Company L. Marine Corps Expeditionary Streamer being carried by Lance Corporal Quizon, Company K. Asia Pacific Campaign Streamer with 4 Bronze Stars is being carried by PFC Posey, Headquarters Service Company. World War II Victory Streamer being carried by Lance Corporal Mile, Company L. The National Defense Service Streamer, 3 Bronze Stars, being carried by Lance Corporal Irvin, Company I. Korean Service Streamer is being carried by Lance Corporal Smith, Company L. The Armed Forces Expeditionary Streamer is being carried by Lance Corporal Augustine, Company I. Vietnam Service Streamer with 2 Silver Stars, being carried by PFC Rainey, Weapons Company. Southwest Asia Service Streamer with 2 Bronze Stars, being carried by Lance Corporal Godfrey, Company I. Afghanistan Campaign Streamer with 3 Bronze Stars, being carried by PFC Norin, Weapons Company. The Iraq Campaign Streamer with 3 Bronze Stars, being carried by PFC Benzing, Weapons Company. The Global War on Terrorism Service Streamer, being carried by PFC Rhodes, Weapons Company. Finally, Vietnam Cross Gallantry, Palm Streamer, being carried by Corporal Smith, Company K. Ladies and gentlemen, those are the battle colors, 3rd Battalion, 3rd Marines. Now, if you could please rise for the playing of the national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, Commanding Officer, 3rd Battalion, 3rd Marines, Lieutenant Colonel Stephen J. Easton.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's great to see some former members of 3rd Battalion, 3rd Marines here, so thanks for coming, brothers. Also, it's great to see some family members from the battalion. As you all know, your support increases our resiliency and our combat readiness. Without you, we would not be able to do what we've done over the last 75 years, so thank you. For those of you that were not able to make it here, we received your regrets. Former battalion members have notified us and let us know they can't be here. We all understand, and just know that at some point in our lives, we know as family members, we will be reunited. As most of you know, the primary purpose of Infantry Battalion is to destroy the enemy. And that is exactly what this battalion for 75 years has done. During World War II, during the Korean War, during Operation Enduring Freedom, during Desert Storm, Desert Shield, during Operation Iraqi Freedom. This battalion was either in a high state of readiness or efficiently killing our enemies when called upon to do so. For those of us that are currently serving in this battalion, we carry in our hearts their legacy, their deaths, and their honor. We carry that as we prepare for a possible future crisis or military contingency operation. This battalion has been filled with many of our nation's heroes, from those that have been formally recognized to many of those that have not. We've had private first classes, we've had lance corporals and corporals who have received the Medal of Honor. We've had former members that have moved on and become colonels or general officers, and even the former commandant of the Marine Corps. And presently, the same caliber of warriors and leaders are in this battalion today. And I'm certain that this battalion will continue to receive them in the future. Whether we call it America's Battalion, Trinity, or the 3rd Battalion of the 3rd Marine Regiment, we will always remain the battalion our Marine Corps and country can depend upon. They can depend upon us to proficiently kill the enemy and damage things, and win our nation's battles and bring a better peace to wherever we go. For that, anyone that has ever served in 3rd Battalion, 3rd Marines will continue to carry a strong sense of pride for the rest of our lives. Thank you again for coming.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Mark IV Pack Band will now play the song of Fighting Third. The music was prepared by Sarah Fopiano, wife of Buddy Fopiano, a great Marine who served in our division during World War II. The lyrics were written by Colonel Edward F. Donowitz to represent the past, present, and future of 3rd Marine Division. We would like to invite all 3rd Marine Division Marines and sailors, both past and present, to stand for the song of the Fighting Third. Please remain standing for the playing of Anchors Aweigh and the Marines Hymn.